Hello Nightingales, welcome to my channel, Nightingale Shadow and Light Tarot. My name is Lynn Lewis, for those of you who may not know. If you are new, welcome, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. Guys, if you have not yet subscribed, please feel free to subscribe if you like this content and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted when I release these new videos. I try to release decks of the weeks every week, and I have a lot of fun doing this. Note that I don't do this for profit every time I do these videos, and if you are inspired to purchase the deck and you purchase it, I don't get any money from it, and they go directly to their vendors and their sellers and their creators. I just do these for fun because I love tarot, I love oracle, and I love art, so a lot of these decks I do buy and use because simply I just love them, or they're beautiful, or I feel I resonate with them. So in this case, I kind of did a little bit of all of the above. I purchased this deck because I'm a huge Scorpio. I have 4 Scorpio placements in my chart. So I have a little bit of that dark Scorpio inside of me. I'm also a huge lover of the Gothic Victorian style look, and this deck really spoke to me in that way. So it's sold by I saw that this deck is available on 2 different vendor shops on Etsy. I'm not completely sure if they're like the same couple of vendor, different people that work for the same vendor or whatever, but I linked both of their shops below, and you can decide who you want to purchase this deck through if you're, feeling so inclined to do so. So I received this deck, and it came in this little bag. You can purchase it with the guidebook, but I didn't because the deck is a little pricey, and with the guidebook it's a little bit more pricey. So I'm just like, I don't think I need the guidebook. I think we're good. I'm a pretty advanced tarot reader at this point. I don't really need a guidebook, but yeah, it was just a little too costly for the guidebook personally, but you're welcome to get it if you feel so inclined. All right, guys, let's get into the deck. I will say that the card stock is really good. I'm not gonna lie, I really love this thickness. It's really comfortable for me. It doesn't, I can tell, however, if I shuffle it a little too much, it could bend, but this is pretty generic cardstock for tarot. I love that. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, it's just right, like Goldilocks. And as you can start to see, it has that beautiful Gothic look to it. And that's why it's called the Gothic Tarot. Okay, it really does emphasize, especially in the major arcana, it emphasizes a lot of the traditional things that you would see in the Gothic style, the dark Gothic style, and I just love that. Between the blues and the reds, the blacks, and even some gold, and even a little bit of dark to it. It's really stunning. The other thing you're probably noticing right away is the gloss. I believe you can order this deck without the heavy gloss, but I actually prefer my decks with the gloss because it adds like a film that's a little bit more protective for the card, and I guess it keeps the card in better quality. But the downside to this is you never want to record in front of a window, which unfortunately I do because that's just how my space is set up. So sometimes the gloss will kind of get in the way of reading the card if you're recording on camera like I do. If you're not, then you're good. It's not a problem. But the gloss itself can kind of get annoying, especially on a camera, but I managed to make it work. I'm aware of it. It works. One thing you'll notice as well is it's labeled pretty well. You have the temperance, you have the Roman numerals, and I really love the depiction of each card. However, I will say certain cards it's a little hard to tell what it is if you don't A, know the tarot, and B, understand what you're looking at exactly, because if you didn't have this, the moon card is pretty obvious, but if you didn't have this, certain cards, you're going to look at it and you go, I don't even know which one that is. And we're going to approach the World card. The World card is a great example of this. If I look at this, I don't know that this is the world. I don't look at this picture and say, oh yeah, this is the World card. So I'm happy that they created like this little staple here to tell you, oh, that's the World card. So a few of the cards in this deck do that, and I'm just happy that it labels it. Clearly, it was due to the fact that it was just a beautiful image. But some of them, like 3 of Cups, honors the traditional tarot meaning of it quite well. A lot of this is a pretty traditionalized looking deck as well. The men and the women are men and women. It's not very woke in that way. And this is it's clearly indicative of, Gothic tarot or Gothic style, Victorian era. So it's very traditional in that sense. And a lot of the men and women are very pretty looking men and women. Yeah. The other thing I will also mention is that this is AI influenced. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of AI decks, but, because I don't like that synthetic intention behind it. However, whenever I get a new deck, any deck, I do cleanse out that original intention so that AI artificial energy doesn't seep into the readings, because I don't like it influencing it. That's just personally me. And if you don't care about that, that's totally cool. I do like to mention that, however, just for those of you who are weary of AI like I am. But again, that's why I always cleanse and clear my decks and reset the intentions. And, when I say AI inspired, it means that the art was created using AI. But again, I also get decks because A, I love them, or B, they have, I notice the energy behind it is well-intentioned. Like, I don't believe that the shop vendors, like, I'm going to artificially, manipulate people who buy this deck. You know what I mean? I don't think any of the vendors do that. So that's why I'm not anti-AI. But if I do know a deck is built off of AI, I do tend to make sure I really cleanse that energy out. Because, I want you guys to get authentic readings. Pentacle Suite is really beautiful because the pentacles are very golden, vibrant, and bright. I will call that out. It's very, very stunning in that regard. And, oh yeah, and even the moon there. I mean, that's so beautiful. However, you'll notice that even the Pentacle Suite is a little like the Nine of Pentacles. Like, clearly there's more than 9 pentacles here. So like I said, some of the cards are going to be like, I don't even know what this card is, because clearly I'm like, that can't be the 9 of Pentacles. There's way too many pentacles. But they labeled it, so we're good. And the numbers are in Roman numeral format, which I think is perfect for this type of style deck. So hope you know your Roman numerals. But even if you don't, like I said, it's labeled. You know what I mean? And the Roman numerals tend to kind of fade in the background with the gray there, so I'm really happy that they added this down here. The types of readings I do with this deck are romantic love readings, shadow and regular love readings, or shadow work as well. And I also do subconscious mind reading. So what is your subconscious mind trying to tell you? A lot of the times when I record this on YouTube, for example, I just do love readings with it, or general collective messages, but I do have intentions on it to do more of a subconscious mind shadow work style when using the deck. And I have used this deck quite a few times now, and honestly, it's very easy. So from beginner tarot reader to advanced, it's a very easy deck to understand, to flow with. It flows quite well. Very beautiful depictions. It's just, I love it. My dark Scorpio side loves it. So yeah, guys, that is the Gothic Tarot. I really hope that you enjoyed. And if you like this video and want to see more, please, again, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can get more of my content. I also do general readings or general energy check-in readings and love readings for you guys. So please feel free to check those out as well. Have a great rest of your week.